Hello Otters, Kai the Otter here, welcoming you back to our third episode in our Genwunners Are They Right series. Today we're going to be looking at record number 3 and continuing our discovery quest to find out if Genwunners are correct when they say that Pokemon from Generation 1 have the best designs. We're going to jump right into it after we get a refresher of our tallies from last week, from record number 2 and record number 1 combined. And as you can see, at this point, it looks like maybe Genwunners are right about the designs. Only Gen 1 Pokemon have scored a 2 or above, but according to the criteria that Genwunners provided themselves, none of the Gen 1 Pokemon have achieved a perfect score. So even the designs of Gen 1 Pokemon are not perfect, but again, this is only based on a small sample of Pokemon. They are, so far, better than the newer gens by their criteria. But let's find out how this holds up this week. Again, the Pokemon that are judged in these videos are all judged by a neutral party. Somebody that is not a Pokemon player, a big Pokemon fan. Though I'm a little worried that I'm going to lose my neutral parties because Pokemon Go is taking the world by storm. People that have never played Pokemon before are playing Pokemon now. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll have to ask some of you guys to send some people my way that don't play Pokemon, don't know anything about it. But for now, we're still in the clear. So let's check out our records for this week, starting with our Generation 6 Pokemon, who this week is Slurpuff, the Meringue Pokemon number 685. Slurpuff, according to our neutral party, is simple and toy-like. Has complex and plastic coloring, which I can see there's really hardly any blending between there. There's a little bit of blending for shadow, but no blending between the different pinks. And its physical features and colorfulness are both used to give it detail, which I also can see. It's not super colorful, but there's also not a ton of physical features, giving Slurpuff a very bad score, not quite a goose egg, but a 0.5, the lowest, if I'm not mistaken, of any Generation 6 Pokemon we have looked at so far. Our Generation 5 candidate is Scrafty from the Unova region, the Hoodlum Pokemon number 560. Scrafty is detailed and realistic in his anatomy. He looks kind of like a lizard. Those were the words of our neutral party. I didn't tell them it was a lizard. They just were like, oh, that looks kind of like a lizard. And it does, which is why it gets detailed and realistic for its anatomy. Its coloring, there's some blending, there's a good amount of shadow, but there's some spots that are just kind of plastic, just kind of cut clean. In the details, it's definitely detailed in its physical features. The lines on his belly, the lines in its mohawk, not just being one solid chunk slapped on there. He has wrinkles in his clothes or shedding skin. Scrafty is definitely detailed in the physical features, giving Scrafty its highest score of a Generation 5 Pokemon of 2.5 at this time. Our Generation 4 candidate is Crenidos, the Headbutt Pokemon, number 488. It looks like a dinosaur. That's realistic. It has blended colors. It's not just one shade of gray, one shade of blue. It's got some blend there. And its details, a little bit of both. It's got those head spikes. It's got that giant cranium. But does it really need to have the blue right there? Probably not. So it gets a right down the middle, giving Cranidos, our Generation 4 lead, a score of 2.5. And now we're going to go to Generation 3. Lombre, the Jolly Pokemon number 271, who's actually based off of a Japanese mythological creature. Who knew? Which is what you see in the pictures down there on the right. I actually found it kind of interesting. I didn't know that. But it is considered simple and toy-like by our neutral party. But everything else, it gets flying colors as far as the criteria Genwunners give. It has simple and blended coloring. Its physical features are detailed. Look at those little claws. Look at that fourth claw, the thumb-like claw on its hands and its feet. Not the same color. That's detail. That's physical feature. That bottom lip puckering out. That sombrero-like hat. It's definitely got the physical feature details, giving him a solid score, and again, another high for the Generation of 2. Our Generation 2, speaking of 2s, Pokemon is Scizor, the Scissors Pokemon in Generation 2, or the Pinsir Pokemon if you're looking ahead of Generation 2. Number 212 is considered to have a mixed anatomy, so it looks kind of like a bug, that's the neutral party said, but kind of like a robot. I get that. Fair enough. Its coloring is considered to be simple and blended. There's a lot of blended. It's mostly just red, and it's not just all over the place in colors. And there's different shades there, so I get that. Its physical features are where the details shine. Look at the pincers, look at the eye on the pincers. I mean, the Pokedex, I think it's the Pokedex, but I think it says that it uses that to trick predators into thinking that's a mouth. Pinsir, not Pinsir, that's a different Pokemon. Scizor has physical feature details, giving it another generation high of 2.5. Our Generation 1 Pokemon is Machoke, the superpower Pokemon, modeled after a bodybuilder. He'll flex, you'll watch. His anatomy is considered detailed and realistic. He looks like a bodybuilder. He has coloring that is kind of blended, but a little plastic. I mean, it's an animal wearing pants. I'm imagining that's part of where the plasticity, the complexity of the coloring design comes in. And its details are definitely on the physical features. I mean, look at those veins. I'm assuming they're veins on those big, burly muscle arms. And there's details in that belt and that underwear or whatever that is on the Machoke. And its head got details there too. So that all gives Machoke a score of 2.5, tying some of our former Generation 1 contenders. So that's a lot of detail, a lot of 2s and above. This video is crazy, almost turning everything on its head from what we've seen before. So let's tally up our new results, and this changes almost everything. Our Generation 1 Pokemon still hold 3 slots in 2. And then our Generation 2 Pokemon have most below 2, but this time every single generation except Generation 6 has gained a slot in number 2. This is actually taking away from the power of the argument of Genwunners. They may not be right anymore. We are seeing some different results than we saw before. Their claim is that Pokemon of newer generations don't have good designs, but here we have 4 Pokemon since Generation 1 with solid designs. Designs as good or better than the 3 Pokemon from Generation 1 and their scores, as is now. So this is pretty cool. And that is it for this video. Please join me next week when we look at record number 4. I am Kai the Otter. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, click on the little otter. I've got a couple series going on. One is a Pokemon Coliseum randomized pairlock that might be ending soon. We'll see. But to watch last week's episode of that, or the most recent episode of that, click the annotation in the middle of the screen. Another one of my series is my relock, Pokemon Crystal Heart relock with Lin Shi. It's a Soul Link playthrough of remakes. It's actually really cool, one of my more popular series because it's a blast, a ton of fun. And you should definitely give that a look because I guarantee you watch it, you'll think it's fun. My wife, Lin Shi, she's very, very funny. It's a blast. But let's talk about this video for a second. It changed some things. We're going to find out if Genwunners are right. We really need to know. It's going to be fun as we keep looking at new ones. I hope you liked this video. If you did, tell me in the comments. Hit the like button. Tell me if you agree, if you think our neutral party said anything weird, if you think they're spot on. Let me know what you think about their assessment. And also, if you really enjoyed it, subscribe, share it with a friend. Thank you so much. Once again, I am Kai the Otter. Play hard and train on.